I have a series of yes and no questions for you.
Okay. All right.
right.
This ought to be good.
Now, can you restrain yourself with just the yes or no? That's my question.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Uh, First question. Is Taylor Swift the greatest songwriter of all time?
No.
Will an AI song ever win a Grammy?
Yes.
Mm. Is YouTube the most important media company in the world right now?
Yes.
Oh, I got chills.
Yeah.
Is being known more important than being talented in the next decade? I'll read it again to get so you can compose. Is being known more important than being talented in the next decade?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I wanted
What
to do that with this very
if you're talented and you're in a forest and you fall? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Two more. Will a podcast ever be more influential than a cable news network?
Oh, yes.
It probably already happened.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, and this is the most important one.
Okay.
Will this old marketing ever grow up and be a real podcast?
No.
You answered everyone 100% correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, for your listening pleasure, here's Pulizzi and Rose, covering the week of media, marketing, and digital content news. Take it away, boys.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to This Old Marketing, proudly brought to you by the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. And I'm Robert Rose. Yes, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my friend, and a man who's built an entire career by chasing everybody else's ideas and making them better, Mr. Joe Pulizzi.
I was like, and doing what with them? Oh, making them better. I don't know about that. But I did steal almost every idea.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm going to be honest with you. I was going back and forth on that one and wanted to make it fun, but sort of not too bad, but also pay it off well. And that was what I came up with.
Well, what's funny is, and you've had this too. I remember in the early days of content marketing world, how many people who came from either traditional marketing or traditional publishing would come in and say, "What? You're just repackaging. This has been around forever." I'm like, "Yeah,
yes, exactly.
Been around for 100 years.
100%.
Yeah,
yeah.
And
your point is,
yeah, we called it something different.
Yeah,
and it worked out just fine.
Yeah,
so, anyways,
exactly.
Yeah. I have to apologize first to our audience because we don't normally do 2 special episodes in a row. And this is our second special episode in a row.
That's correct.
It's completely my fault. It's all on me because hopefully I'm getting some sun right now because look how white I am.
I know.
It's terrible. I mean, I don't live in sunny LA. I'm in the frigid north of Cleveland, Ohio.
And folks, what you don't know is that our good friend Joe Pulizzi does not react well to the cold. He is not built for the cold. I don't know why the hell he lives in one of the coldest places on the planet, but nevertheless, he needs his sunshine, he needs his warmth, and and all of that.
Well, there's only one reason, is because my family's here. And I especially, and I tell my wife all the time that if she wakes up and I'm not there, I didn't leave her for another person. I left her to get warm. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, you see
that doesn't. Wait a minute. Hold on. You're going to need to go. You need to back that up a second because you didn't mean to say what you just said.
Oh, did I say it the wrong way?
Yeah, you said it the wrong way. Just
if I ever. Okay, whatever. The point is that I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so cold right now. It's 7 degrees out. Like right now as we're recording this.
Yeah.
And I can't feel my hands or I have extra socks on right now.
Can't feel my hands.
I got a space heater. I have a little condition that a lot of people know who listen to this on a regular basis called Raynaud's disease. It's actually a thing where I don't get blood circulation to my hands or my feet very well. Yeah. So we could literally be it could be 65 degrees and I'm walking around outside and my hands are white because I don't have enough blood flowing because it's so unusually cold at 60 degrees.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's weird.
Mittens.
I have nothing else to say.
I'm just going to start calling you Mittens.
But
Joe Mittens Pulizzi.
But what's really nice is my mother-in-law got me a Christmas present, and they're these can't really show them because I can't lift my feet up that high, but they're like Chewbacca slippers. They're like super puffy.
Nice.
And they're really warm. So they go over. I put 2 socks on and then put the Chewbacca slippers over, and then they're just a little cold.
Okay.
I don't know what else to do. So anyways, the whole point about that and whatever I did that messed that up is that this will be our last special episode for a little while.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a regular episode next week.
That's right.
But you've been so wonderful with me.
Oh, it's my
I remember when I
pleasure,
told you, you're like, what? Like, why do you mess with my style? Like, we had a thing going every week.
I'm just more disturbed about all the cruises than I am, honestly, the whole schedule.
I tell you, I'll continue to do this podcast, but I'm going to move away from the content marketing and the content creation stuff, and I'm just going to do cruise reviews.
You're going to end up like those people in Wall-E. Like, you're going to just end up doing podcasts from when you're layback bed on the surface of a ship, right? Out in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
It's so funny because I gave 2 presentations yesterday, and I used Wall-E as the reference to where our society's going.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I talked about the average time on social media from teenagers is between 4 and 5 hours a day, and the average time that adults spend with television, digital plus linear, is 6 hours and 45 minutes a day.
Wow.
And we had the conversation about that because we're like, okay, 6 hours and 45 minutes is the average. That means there's people that are spending 12, 14 hours a day just watching stuff.
Well, there are people who are in front of a screen 24, not 24/7, obviously, because they're sleeping at some point, but probably 16 hours, all the daylight hours, they are in front of a screen of some sort. I know people who are like that. I know young people who are like that.
Young people that are in front of a screen for 14 hours a day.
100%. Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Are they white like me? Do they get sun? Do they?
No, because they're out there. They go outside and they got a screen in front of them. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I mean, they take a walk or they jog or they go to the gym, and I don't know if you've been to the gym lately, but
no, I don't go to the gym.
So I try and go 3 times a week.
Good for you.
The gym has changed, my friend. The gym has now changed. Like, the weight room has now changed. It used to be you'd go in there and people were, grunting and groaning and lifting weights and doing all the things and, and exercising. Now everybody's on their phone. They got headphones in, they got the ear pods in, and they're sitting on their phone, and they do a set, and then they look at their phone and they just stare at their phone and look at the TikTok or whatever. And then they go back to that, or they've got their phone and they're on the other side of the camera, right? They're filming themselves doing weights. It's like, the gyms are just, so wild.
Okay. So aren't there some people that are just like listening to a podcast or
that's me,
or music? Yeah.
That's me.
I do that as well. Like when I run, I'm either trying to learn Italian or I'm listeing to a podcast.
Yeah, that's me. That's the headphones thing. Doesn't bother me at all. That's
the looking at the screen thing.
They sit there. It's like, it's usually, if I may be so like old for a second, it's usually some young kid with the, they got the alpaca haircut and they've got their, they got their phone.
So old.
They got their phone in front of it, and then they do they do a set, and then they sit there on the bench, like waiting for and they're on their phone, like looking at their phone. I don't know what they're watching. I'm not paying that much attention to them, but they just sit there on their phone, and then they go back to doing a set, and then they're back on their phone, and then they do a set, and then they're back on their phone. And it's like they're watching something. They're not reading. They're definitely like watching video or watching a movie or watching a show or watching TikTok or something, because they're looking at something, not just listening to something as they work.
I don't know. That would probably bother me if I had to watch that. I just don't.
It doesn't bother me that. I mean, the fact that they sit at the machine and don't allow other people to get in there is kind of bothersome. But that's not as bothersome as it's a different. It's definitely not the alpaca haircut that's basically doing the whole, lifting weights and flexing in the mirror, and then, and doing a video of it as they do it. It's like, I don't want to be in your video, man. Just,
the next time you should be like, hey man,
yeah,
let's do a joint video.
Yeah.
Let's collab.
Let's collab.
You're
so mid. You're so mid.
Here's Robert Rose's tricep exercise in 3 steps. Let's go. I call this the Robert.
Oh my God. I call this the Robert.
I'm sorry.
Let's move along.
Anyways, what are we talking about? We have a special.
We got a special
Supercut.
Supercut. Treat yourself.
Yeah, we're gonna do. I think you have 3 rants and raves, and I have 3 rants and raves, right?
That's right. I have 2 rants and 1 rave. Yep.
But before we get to those, so we're gonna go through those, and we have your new video.
We have the new video. We have the new ad run. Yeah.
We're going to premiere on this episode of This Old Marketing. I'm very excited about it because I saw it already, and it's every bit as amazing as you led me to believe it was. So thank you for that.
It's fun. It's definitely one of the more fun ones for sure.
So we had a couple, we did our fantastic Q&A episode last week where we got all these great questions. So thank you again for everybody submitting questions. But we had a couple coming late. An overflow. And so we're going to get to those. We got 2, but the one will lead into my first rave. So we're just going to do it that way. And we can do whatever we want because it's our show. So here we go.
All right.
The first one is from Evelyn H. And basically she says, thank you for all the information and humor you add to my week with your podcast. And don't let the haters dissuade you from talking about NFL or politics.
Evelyn, you rock.
Evelyn rocks. Wants to know, besides This Old Marketing, what other marketing related podcasts do you recommend? Looking for something that is fun to listen to and has good actionable insights.
You're shit out of luck.
we talked.
Yeah, it's us.
We had a conversation beforehand. We're like,
but
we have some. We have some recommendations. You have a few.
I do. I have a couple.
Marketing related.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's the combo that's hard to find. Fun, entertaining, and actionable. That's the tough part. The actionable part you can find. The fun and entertaining you can find. The combination of those two is tough.
Why is that, Robert? Why can't there be more fun in marketing?
Because that's a great question. It's so much. It's so funny because I talk to my clients all the time about that, which is, are you having fun? Are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself? Do you, or is this, because if this is a slog, if it's depressing, if you don't want to, if you're taking it too seriously, you won't do it well. You just won't. That's one thing I've learned in marketing over 25 years is if you don't want to do it, if it's not fun, you're not going to do it. And it's so you've got to make what you're doing fun, interesting,
absolutely
entertaining. So, and I don't know why, that everybody takes it so seriously. You've got to maintain your KPIs as you get your ROI, and you manage your funnel with the conversion rates, and you get your SEO with the alignment and your,
I think your gym bro is the same guy as your marketing dude. It's the same. It's the same person.
Marketing bro, gym bro.
The problem is
he's
got the phone in front of him. He's watching some boring marketing podcast.
That's all right. I already want to go to Gemini and make the image of the gym bro, marketing bro.
Oh, it'll happen, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So why don't you give a 1 or 2 recommend?
I got a couple. So, and you've heard me mention a few of these on it. So first of all, Paul Reitzer's marketing AI podcast. I think it's
called the Artificial Intelligence Podcast.
I think they've changed the name.
They took the marketing out of it because they were having too much fun, and you can't do that.
Yeah, it's from an informative and
most informative,
entertaining. It's just fantastic. Those 2 guys are great at keeping me up to date on marketing. You've heard me mention Pivot many times. We're both, Joe and I are big Galloway fans, and so. So Pivot is definitely one. I also like very much, although I preferred when he was actually on it, when Galloway was on it, his Markets podcast.
Ed Elson.
with Ed Elson.
And then Scott does like every once in a while. Scott will be on, but it's
Exactly.
mostly Ed's show.
He's so busy. I mean, he's doing so many things and stretching himself probably a bit too thin.
Way too thin. Yeah.
But yeah, so those are two that I would mention right off the top of my head. And then of course, and because I am ultimately a slave to our sponsor, any of the podcasts that feature on the HubSpot Business Podcast Network.
It goes without saying. You didn't even have to say it. Everyone already knows it because we talk about it so often on the show.
Yeah.
But thank you for reiterating the obvious.
That's right.
Mine, I have a couple. You know that I love Stephen Bartlett over at Diary of a CEO. I would say 75% of the episodes I really love.
It's really come downhill though. It's really kind of gone off the rails a little bit. It's a great used to be a great podcast.
There's a podcast everyone. I mean, I think that Stephen tries to bring the full gamut of information to the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's really tough once you've gone that far. It's kind of like what Rogan did, right? And you're like, okay, who do I have on now? But I still love it.
Right.
The other one is I forgot which name. It's called like the iced coffee hour. I've been listening to this as two really young financial kids. They talk about some marketing, but mostly it's about financial stuff. I really enjoy what they're putting out right now. And then you also talked about the artificial intelligence podcast, but I kind of pick and choose by guess and where they are. Like, I mean, lately, I don't know what you think of them, but I'll probably listen to Tony Robbins talk through anything.
He's great. I can't I mean, he's got that sort of RFK voice now, and it's just I can't abide.
He's doing these podcasts. He's sick.
He's sick. He's been sick for a long time. He's been sick.
I don't know what he probably but he can't wait because he works. He works 27 hours a day. So
yeah, he's very busy. His content is fantastic.
Yeah, he's pretty good in what he's and his story is actually kind of fantastic. But yeah, you're right. I think that we should go on some kind of a crusade to bring more fun to these podcasts out there.
That's what we're doing. That's this whole show. That's this show's raison d'etre in a nutshell. Yeah.
So Evelyn, to answer your question, there's only one.
Only one. There can only be one.
There will be one.
There will be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this show's got off to the dumbest possible start and a normal
there you go.
start.
Of course. What else is new?
So the second question here, and this will lead into, and then I'll go right into my rave.
Okay, fantastic. So I'll answer first then.
This is from Matt M.
Yes.
So Matt is saying, love the show and the banter. Looks forward to a new episode every week.
I like how we're giving ourselves our own validation.
I have to read the testimonial. You guys are indispensable. You're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
100%.
Basically, Matt says, with the way AI is going, I know you've both been talking about how important it is to grow your audience. I recently read a book about someone who has a system based on sending physical newsletters once a month and talked about this whole process and really wants to know what we think of sending actually physical marketing, physical information. And is there an opportunity with all this going around with physical media in the age of AI? Is there an opportunity? Do you think there is an opportunity here, Robert?
100% yes, and I'm living it right now. So I've talked about on the show before how my career has really pivoted in the last 2-3 years, and I'm working with many more small businesses now than I did in the past. I still work with big companies and do content strategy and content marketing strategy on occasion, but that really has shifted over the last 2 years, and I work with really small companies sometimes, 10, 12 people, in the whole company. And I will tell you, one of the professional services firms, it's a law firm that I work with, sends a physical printed newsletter every month. It's in the form, it's a magazine that they actually send to their community, which is, as you might expect, advisors like CPAs and other lawyers, and it's their business. It's where they get their referrals from, and they're crushing it with it, right? They are crushing with it. Basically, the combination of the physical newsletter plus a physical event that they do every month. That's sort of a knowledge sharing, sort of fun community building thing. Their marketing is just absolutely crushing it. So I'm watching it happen. And so, yes, there's a huge opportunity for
Is
that.
this a loyalty initiative or a new
It's
business?
it's referral basically.
Referral.
It's basically keeping the referral partners engaged, right? So they get most of their leads from other businesses that are asking about the things that they cover legally, which is estate planning and probate and all those kinds of things. And so their leads are mostly coming from financial service advisors and accountants and and other lawyers that are getting asked these things. And so they do all the other things too. They're doing Google ads, they're doing email, they're doing hashtag, all the things. But this one program is their print newsletter, and it comes in the form of a magazine. Sure, it's not a big magazine. It's and it just covers like, hey, how to think about the big beautiful bill, and how to think about this, and how do I think that fine. It's all topical stuff, thought leadership, entertaining, but it's crushing it for them.
It's interesting. I've been thinking a lot about this when it comes to, we've had these discussions about, okay, in the year 2030, there's 99% of the content out there is going to be synthetically generated. And I don't even know if that number's right. It doesn't matter. We just know the progression, right? We know that, there's going to be more AI content. That's an obvious statement. And also at the same time, if that's possible, and if we believe that trend is happening, it's going to be harder for human content creators to break through. Yeah. Right. If you believe that that's true, I'm almost thinking about it like your financial strategy, where you're like, okay, if you're just invested in large cap US stocks, it's a little bit risky, right? So you say, oh, I'm going to do some mid caps and then small caps. You go, oh no, it's still US. And I'm going to say, oh no, international. You can say, oh, I'm going to add some bonds to it. Oh, what about some gold and then some silver and some crypto or whatever, and then real estate, whatever the case is. If you go ahead and you have 8 to 9 to 10 different ways that you're diversifying your financials, you have a better chance to be up. It's been that case since the dawn of time. It will continue to be the case. And what's happened is it's almost like we've overcorrected to digital. And we've talked about this on a couple of podcasts where we said, oh my God, where it was so hard to get people to move back in the day from print and physical in-person events to digital. Then all of a sudden the pendulum swung, and there was a point where you and I were around, and it's like, wow, everybody just dropped all the print. I mean, there's some print salespeople that was like, what happened? It's just like, everybody's like, I got to be on Google. I got to be on social. And he took all that budget and moved it. And we never recorrected back. And I think that what I'm hoping now is what I see is we have to recorrect back a little bit just to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think, you and I can come up with a great example of, I got one right here. Hold on. When I did my speech in Sandusky, my hometown, I had this one amazing content entrepreneur come up, and if you can see this, she's got little Sandusky Bay magazine that she put out here, and it was City Lifestyle magazine. Here's one with the Cedar Point on the cover, if you can see that. But I'm like, wow, that's very innovative. That you're not launching digital first, you're launching print first. And we had this conversation about the fact that in some cases where she's distributing through a lot of the retailers locally, it's easier for her to get distribution. It's easier for her to get attention and breakthrough. So I guess what I'm saying in my whole rave to this example and to your example is now is the time, if we think we've got this 2 to 3 year period, now is a really good time to start thinking about AI is not going to be doing print magazines anytime soon. It's just not. I don't know how that's going to happen. We've got an opportunity. They may use the help of AI to put out their magazine, but the AI is not going to do that. It's not going to be synthetic content that's printing this thing out.
That's right.
I think it might be with the in-person events and the print. I think that we have to start. I'm talking more about it because I don't want marketers or creators to get caught flat-footed and be like, oh, when the whole shift happens, you've got nothing. And you're like, oh, now I've got to rush to get that strategy going. And it's too late by then.
Yeah, exactly. It's the relationships that matter.
Yep.
And building those relationships happens slowly with friction, if I might add, and basically happens over time. And it happens much more in person. It happens much more when there is a immersion of something like print. It doesn't happen on a banner ad, and it doesn't happen on a Facebook post, and it doesn't happen on one email, right? So Yeah. I love that. I love that.
This old marketing the magazine.
Yeah, it would be fun, right? Yeah, it would be fun.
I don't know if I have the energy though.
Be like a Mad magazine. Be like a Mad, like
The problem is if we're on the cover,
we could do the fold in. Remember the fold in from the Mad magazine? We could do the fold in, which would be basically the Jim Bro and the marketing bro fold in.
No, what'll happen? Somebody will get it, and somebody they'll say, "This old marketing magazine did AARP change their name?" When they see us on the cover. Why don't you
wait till you see this month's ad, folks? We will not think.
Okay, why don't you do your rant or rave, and then we'll go and watch your commercial.
Yeah. So I'm switching my order because to latch onto what you just said, because I couldn't agree with it more. And my rave is, I'm calling it the quiet comeback of thoughtful marketing. And here's what I mean by that. I mean, like I joke around that I wrote the book Valuable Friction last year. It was a trend I was hopeful for, and a trend that I had started to see a little bit of. And as we're now getting into the gears of 2026, I can actually see it starting. Like, people are starting to talk about it. There's a lot more people talking about slowing down, being more thoughtful, being more creative. My clients are doing it. I'm seeing it at conferences. I'm seeing it online. People talking about the need to slow and be more thoughtful in how we're producing content, how we're producing things, our campaigns, basically deeper talking points, deeper ideas, and all those kinds of things. So so it's a huge rave for me, because I think that's the idea. And I even saw, and I actually posted about this last night. It's kind of ironic. There was a New Yorker article that came out that was called, the idea of friction maxing. There's a new term out there being thrown around that's going a little viral it's called friction maxing.
That sounds a little risque.
Yeah, it's so is valuable friction, I suppose. But the idea is
your original cover was the one. I mean, that was the one you should have went with, but you went with something different.
I told people to send in their photos and their audio.
Thank God that didn't happen.
Thank God that didn't happen. Okay. Anyway, the point being, and the topic of it is that basically in business and in life and everything, that this idea of doing things because it's the slower way, or because it's slightly harder, or because it requires more human intervention, is actually being seen as more valuable. And it's everything from going to have lunch with a friend and making time for that instead of just texting them, to actually having that moment in a brainstorming meeting where you just stop and you say, what is everybody dealing with? Let's talk about it. Let's get the tensions in the room. All of those kinds of things I'm starting to see really at least bubble up a little bit. Maybe not taking root, maybe not flowering just yet, but at least starting that idea and figuring out that what's important is what's important. And I think that's just such a positive sign that I'm seeing. I'm hopeful that it continues, but wanted to rave about it because it's exactly what you're getting at, which is the opportunities of things like in-person events, print, things that take a lot longer, that are a little more friction filled, that aren't just as easy as like throwing out yet another email, yet another social post, yet another blog post, but actually taking the time to do them in a way that creates a much more impersonal experience for people. And I think it's just great.
Yep. I really do think we're going to start seeing, we're going to have to start seeing some more of that. Just to my point, to just correct, and to yours, it's just it seems like the right time for this, as we've gone so far the other direction.
It's differentiating right now. That's the thing. You know what I mean? It won't be eventually, I don't think, if it takes root. But the point now is like, it's the market isn't looking at it that way. I saw something. I saw this post on LinkedIn literally yesterday. It was a guy. He posted a chart of AI, and it was about how many companies are failing to see speed increases with the use of AI, and it was increasing. And as it turns out, his conclusion was, this is the beginning of the AI bubble because we can't move faster with AI. And I held back, but what I wanted to reply is, or there's a different value with AI other than the speed. You know what I mean? It's like maybe
It
just
has to be
maybe,
only speed.
yeah, maybe as it turns out, AI's biggest value isn't that we can go faster. Maybe. I'm just saying.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Possible. All right. Are we ready?
We are ready
The
for
world
80s glam rock.
The
Come on
world
now.
premiere.
Put on your makeup, folks.
Robert Rose's original. Here we go.
Caffeine and rage. Had a StreamYard set up and a blank landing page. Push pixels till my fingers bled. Now I'm blasting branded blogs from the tour bus bed. The yes got eyeliner. The click-throughs were spikes. You call it automation. I call it my life. Paying the bill with a dashboard screaming like a Marshall stand. Paying the bill in a feedback loop I ain't taking back. Got my pipeline tied and my red line signed and a HubSpot deal with a dotted line. Yeah, paying the bills with a promo code and a wicked grin. Paying the bills, it's a lead gen love song soaked in sin.
Hey marketers, using only 20% of your business data is like dating somebody who only texts emojis. First of all, that's annoying. Second, you're missing a lot of context. But that's how most businesses operate today, using only 20% of their data. Unless that is, you have HubSpot, where all the emails, call logs, and chat messages turn into insights to grow your business. Because all that data makes all the difference. Learn more today at HubSpot.com. Are you ready to make your billion-dollar move? Well, you should listen to the Billion Dollar Moves podcast, hosted by Sarah Chen Spellings, which features deep dives with founders and funders and building major companies. Billion Dollar Moves examines how enduring companies and the capital behind them are built. Through long-form conversations, the show explores decision-making under uncertainty, capital allocation, and the inflection points that shape category-defining businesses. From early platform backstories to allocator frameworks used across private markets, the focus is on judgment, incentives, and long-term value creation beyond the headlines and hype. You can find Billion Dollar Moves wherever you follow your favorite pods.
Rims loud and my bounce rate's low. This song's just a funnel set to blow. So paying the bills ain't shameful, soft or small. Yeah. It's a glam stained glory code. I ain't selling out, baby. I'm just paying them all.
I don't think I've ever looked better.
You look real pretty.
Man, you
You
made
look
me
very
look
pretty.
good. You made me
Yeah.
look good. I love the lyrics.
It's good,
I mean,
right?
you could
I'm pretty proud of those lyrics, I'm
Oh
going to
my
say.
God.
Yeah.
I soaked in sin.
Yeah, soaked in sin, my
soaked
friend,
in
with a
sin.
Marshall stack.
It's yeah, I almost have to say that might be your best one.
Might be.
get-
We'll see how it wears
get
over the
better.
month, and see. You know, right now, I think my favorite song is the '90s grunge rock song. but this might cap that. This might cap that. I'm gonna have to live with it for a month and see. But yeah,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
very,
It
very
was
good.
definitely it was definitely by far, not even close, the most fun to work on the video. It was definitely. I mean, I have so much B-roll. I
my God.
went down the rabbit hole. I got tons of stuff that I didn't
Well,
use.
climbing up the conversion tower. I mean,
Yes,
come on.
come on now, right?
I mean, you got it, and it made perfect sense.
It was like, oh yes, of course we open up on dragons. Of course we open up on.
There wouldn't be any other way. I don't
There
know
wouldn't be
how
any
to
other
do it.
way.
But I want that look like for Halloween. I think that's my outfit.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
think that's it. Thank you for doing that.
Of
Tremendous.
course. Totally
For
fun.
those of you who are listening on your favorite device, check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, we are. By the way, I've gotten so. Thank you, by the way, for all of that, the kind words on the ads, and I've gotten multiple requests for a channel or some centralized place. So we'll get them onto the YouTube channel as a singular playlist. So we can do that.
Yeah, actually, if you just give me the front end of those, we'll take care of that.
Yeah.
I don't think they want the other stuff, but just the
No,
Perfecto. Perfecto. Loved it. All right. So a couple more. I think I've got a couple more rants. I'm gonna go through one. I wanted to get your take on it. We've talked about this on the last episode a little bit when we brought up the Ben Affleck when he was so sure about what's going on with AI. And my rant right now is the number of marketing people that are out there that are so sure. They're so sure what's going to happen with AI, and it drives me crazy.
Yep.
What I want to hear from everyone on stage is first, well, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is what I think.
Right.
I can live with that. That's totally fine. Based on your expertise, based on the information that you have, this is what you think.
Yeah.
The ones, and this is the one that really bothers me, and I don't know if it bothers you or not, but it's the one that says you're not going to be replaced by AI. You're going to be replaced by someone who knows AI.
I've ranted on this.
I'm about ready to puke every time I hear that.
I've ranted on this stupid fucking bumper sticker for.
You don't know.
It's stupid.
You don't know.
Yeah. And P.S. by the way, Galloway was one of the worst offenders of using that bumper sticker.
Does he still use it?
Every time he says it, I cringe. He's still on occasion he'll say it. He'll say it. It's dumb. It's wrong. And get me on a rant on that. Yeah, for sure.
I guess that I had a article about this on the Tilt a few weeks ago, but where I basically just said we just want to be curious about things. We want to, the more that I go and the more I think that you and I learn about what's going on in marketing, the more we don't know. We refer a lot to one of the reasons why it's this old marketing, because we refer to a lot in the past and what's happened and the history of content marketing and those types of things. And there are some things that repeat itself, but what we've learned more than anything else is that you don't know what's going to happen in the future.
No.
Except for Apple buying Disney. That's really the only thing that's a surety.
Bring it up.
Everything else is up in the air. So I guess that's why I ran it on the
Imagine
Ben Affleck
what you'll
thing
know
and
tomorrow.
Exactly. I just want people to, and this is not, I mean, of course we could get into the politics side, but I hear that a lot. Everybody's so sure. And I'm like, both sides.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah. We have, I mean, look, we make as many hot takes as anybody, and maybe more than most. We have hot takes on various things. But I think, and call us out if we're doing it, I think for the most part, after our hot take, we go, but we may be wrong.
Maybe wrong.
Right. We may be wrong here. And I literally saw a LinkedIn post yesterday that was, I mean, it was cringy in the fact that it was 4 white bald guys as the leaders of AI panel discussion that were going to be the major keynote at this conference. And it was basically 4 white, middle-aged bald guys.
Okay.
And basically it was, the headline was, we know exactly what's going to happen with AI strategy in the future. So come learn the secrets in this 1 hour keynote at this conference. It's like, okay, there's as Luke Skywalker said, every word of that sentence is wrong, right? It's like, it just stop.
So I guess my recommendation to everyone, and I'm trying to do this myself a lot. And I did when I answered questions yesterday at the presentations I was giving. They all wanted to know what's going to happen with jobs and what's going to happen with AI and what all that stuff. And I said, well, first thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is what I think is going to happen.
Right.
But again, decide for yourself. Don't take
History
my
doesn't
word for
repeat
it.
itself, but it often rhymes.
That's
So
exactly
that
a good
stole
way to
that
put
line,
it.
but yeah.
All right, good. What's yours? You got a rant or a rave?
Yeah, I got a rant, and what I'll do is very quick. I'll skip my other one because you've really covered it, which is the whole thing about AI. So I'm going to skip that and just go right to my last rant.
Okay.
Which is that it has to do with content strategy, content marketing as a function in the business. And my rant is that your content isn't broken, your organizational design is. It's been years and years and years since companies have thought about reorganizing the design of their marketing teams. And we have continually, marketing organizations have continually, bigger companies are certainly more prone to this than smaller companies, by sheer, momentum and mass size. But basically, the organizational design has not really changed in most marketing organizations since digital came along in 2002 and 2004 and 2005. There's still a digital marketing team. There's still a content team and that web team and that email team. And we are, there's a brand team that sits over there, and there's a PR and comms team that's basically off in some other building, basically still trying to get coverage and news results. There is, sometimes there's a digital technology team that basically configures all the technology. There's all these teams based and structured around the idea of channels and outputs and formats. And we have not revisited that marketing structure, the org chart, in such a long time. And I will tell you, almost without exception now, the first thing that we notice when I do a content marketing strategy or a content strategy in an organization, the thing that is broken is the content is great. Sometimes it's fine. Sometimes it's good, but it's never awful. The people creating content is never the problem. People creating too much content is never the problem. The problem is usually too many digital assets that are getting created in too many silos, that are getting created by too many people who aren't collaborating with each other, that are getting created by too many focuses on, existential platforms. Like, we have to have a Facebook page. We have to have 14 different blogs. We have to have landing pages. We have to have all these things because that's the way it's always been. And we have never, there's that famous line that I used to use in a presentation all the time from Steven Sinofsky called, shipping the org chart. We are more than ever shipping the org chart that is just basically an untethered mess. And so your content is almost certainly not broken to the extent that your organizational design is. Take the time, organize the teams around the things that it needs to be organized around, figure out what a modern organizational structure looks like with a team. Just ripping out that middle layer because now AI can do some of it, or ripping out that middle management because finance, needs it, and quote unquote flattening the organization. It's not the answer. That is not the answer. Flattening the organization is not always the answer. Sometimes it literally is reorganizing in a way that makes sense.
No, I love that. It reminds me too, I had a conversation with somebody recently who wanted to create content for the organization, but didn't feel like they had the freedom to do so. It happens all the time. I'm sure you hear it with your clients. It's like, either the client does, the manager, the leader doesn't want somebody to create content for the risk purposes or quality purposes or whatever, or the person just doesn't feel that they have the control or the latitude to do that. And in some cases, you're right. It's don't mess with that. Maybe it doesn't need to be flat, but in some cases, you just need to give that person free reign to create their thing and leave them alone and stop jabbing at them all the time and just say, own this thing. I remember when you and I consulted on a couple projects, when we found out it's okay, who owns the blog?
Yeah.
Let them own the blog. let them control it like it's their asset. Let them be proud of it when they do something well, and let
Product
them take
manager.
responsibility for it when it doesn't go right. And
Yeah.
you will see better results than just managing. And I think what a lot of content marketing organizations have done is they focus so much on managing that process, they forgot that humans were built to create and share things. So let them. Give them the freedom to do that.
Yeah, it's
So
the idea is that, you know, and I've said this, I can't tell you how many times I've said this to clients in the last 6 months, and it's I'm going to get it on a t-shirt, which is basically the decisions you make are not nearly as important as actually making some. And so many marketing organizations,
that's so true.
It's, you know, so many marketing organizations just move because of institutional momentum and the way it's always been, and the systems makes the decisions. Thus, there's no one responsible and no one owns anything, and it ultimately leads to average.
Well, look at, I mean, we all know people that just can't make a decision, and we all hate it. We're like, just make a decision. I don't
Just
care
decide.
what yes or no, just decide. Just decide. Like, have
decide.
some guys like, hey, we're gonna make a decision on this in the next hour, and that's it. And then
You
we're
can
gonna
fix
move
a
on to
broken
something else.
decision, but you can't do something that hasn't been decided upon yet. It's like,
That's right. Yeah, I think that's a really good place to stop.
Yep.
I think that we've covered basically everything you can cover in marketing today. There's no more marketing sense that you can make of what we're doing. This is fun. I hope people like these.
I hope it. It's
episodes
it's kind of
I don't
ranty and
know.
ravey, and you know, we'll see what happens here.
I don't know.
It's-
But it's really been nice lately. We've been getting a lot more feedback, good and bad.
Oh
But
my gosh,
mostly
it's been
good.
great.
But mostly good.
Mostly good, and it's been, yes, keep the feedback coming because we love it. We love it. We love it.
Yeah, and
it
got
makes
no
us
Fs.
feel
we
good.
got no F's to give anymore. We're
Make us
just
feel good.
whatever. We get that at
You
point.
get exactly what you pay for with this podcast.
That's why we could never have like a paid version of this.
Yeah, I know.
We would have to pay.
And then we'd have to get like
pay people.
We'd have to be marketing bros. We'd have to get all gravitas about our KPIs and ROI and the funnel.
Oh, maybe we should do a whole episode like that.
Yeah.
You want that like? Take it. Get it. Anyways.
Let me give you the top 10 secrets for making LinkedIn work for you.
Why do you sound like a valley girl? I'll make you work for you, man.
There used to be a TV commercial here in Los Angeles. I don't know if it was national or not, but it was a TV commercial that was basically, and I still do the impression to this day, and it comes out every now and again, where the guy would go. It was all about, you have to have a website. This is like 2002, 2004, something like that. And it was basically, you too could have your own website. If you just call us today, we'll build you a custom website.
That's awesome. I'm already sold.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
like,
great.
as long as and
There was a 1-800 number and everything.
Oh, the good old days. Now some people don't even think you need a website anymore. It's
No,
so sad.
exactly.
That's
all.
Anyways, well, thank you. I'll let you close this out, but this has been lovely.
Yes.
And a regular episode. Come if I'm back.
Yeah,
next week.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yes. Assuming Joe makes it back from his cruise and doesn't turn into one of the people in Wally, we will be back again next week with a regular news show. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Until we see you next week with our regular new episode, just remember, everybody, it's your story to tell. Tell it well. We'll see you next week on This Old Marketing. Hey, thanks a lot for making it this far in this week's episode, and thank you all for being a part of This Old Marketing. You can check out all the show notes of what we talked about today at thisoldmarketing.com, and it's also where you can leave us a review or a voicemail. We need those reviews and comments on whichever platform you follow us on. And if you haven't followed the podcast, please go do that and make sure you catch the latest and greatest episodes every Friday morning. We're on Apple and Spotify and all your other favorite podcatchers, of course, but we'd love it if you went over and subscribe to us on YouTube. That's right, YouTube. youtube.com/@thisoldmarketing. We'll see you again next week, folks, with another episode of This Old Marketing.